Thanks for clicking on this video. This is a cut taken from my live stream that I do Friday nights at midnight. And if you happen to like the content, then please click the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to my first 1,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without your help. If you want to become part of the show, then click the bell for notifications, and you can join in on the chat and have a conversation with me. So, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy. And today we're going to be talking about more Channel Awesome stuff. Now, I've covered Channel Awesome ad nauseum, and because of that, there's been people who have subscribed to the channel, and I've had a lot of views on those, so I really do appreciate that, guys. I really do appreciate all the subs and the views. It's been, for anybody who's been a fan of Channel Awesome, this has been sort of a heart-wrenching time, especially if you were a fan of Jew Wario and finding out all the information there. But the rumor mill has been spinning, and I was really expecting Channel Awesome to release their videos that they've been promising. There's been a couple of producers who've reached out and said, hey, we're doing videos talking about how great Channel Awesome is. It's been confirmed, but the thing is that it's not happening. We haven't seen those videos yet, so maybe they'll come out later on, but I don't know. The rumor mill right now is that Rob and Doug Walker have departed ways from Channel Awesome and are lawyering up, possibly against Mike Michaud. And they may be lawyering up for other reasons as well. But the evidence that a lot of people have been pointing to is this right here, is that they have a... Let me see if I can blow that up some more so you guys can actually see it. Oh, too big. This is why this is why I'm trying to do this. There we go. If you look right here, it says worked at Channel Awesome, not currently works in Channel Awesome. And that's the big thing that people have been referencing back to. Now, we haven't heard anything officially from Doug or Rob at this point in time saying that they've parted ways with Channel Awesome. And somebody had pointed out on Twitter, I believe it was Mars Girl, that if you look under his friends list, usually when... According to them, usually when a producer leaves Channel Awesome, Doug will drop them from their friends list. And what's funny is that he hasn't dropped Mike Michaud, who's right here. Of course, he's the only photo that doesn't have an actual picture there. It's just a Facebook blank image. So that kind of brings things to question. There's a lot of people who think this is something that's happening. I know Pat and Ian talked about it when they were going over the Jew Wario stuff, that you know, Rob and Doug are lawyering up. We don't know for sure. We don't know if they've dropped and are lawyering up. The only way that we're going to know is, one, that Doug and Rob come out with a statement and say something either on some social media platform, or we start seeing Nostalgia Critic episodes dry up. And that could be a possibility. The reason is, if you go over to Channel Awesome and you look at the shows, we're really only getting snob shows now. There are some other shows happening, but if you look at the shows, we have... Oh, messed that up here. At the drop-down box here, you can see archive shows, Brad Jones and Guru Larry. Guru Larry's not going to leave. He is doing this as a troll. It's really funny if you have any idea of who Guru Larry is. He's been with the site forever and really has barely been acknowledged during his entire time there. Brad Jones has apparently on his own website has broken off ties with Channel Awesome, but he's still here in the list of shows. But we don't see any Nostalgia Critic. So it's possible. And so we'll see if Nostalgia Critic shows start to dry up within the next couple of weeks. I'm assuming they film those ahead of time and have them in the gate ready to go, so they can work on other productions and stay ahead of schedule just in case something happens. And if that's the case and we see those episodes dry up, if we don't see any new Nostalgia Critic episodes, then we know that he's left. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is, if they are lawyering up, then their lawyer may be saying, don't say anything, don't do anything, don't don't acknowledge anything. We need to take this to court. This is something that needs to happen this way. And so they may be under, if they do have a lawyer, if they've had to go and get one, they may have to do that and be silent about what's going on. But there's a bunch of theories as to why they're getting lawyers. Like I said, all of this is speculation at this point in time. Nothing can be acknowledged. And I'm kind of in the boat that this is very plausible, but if we're going to still see new Nostalgia Critic episodes, then it's not something that's happened. Doug has been in support of the things that have happened with the website up until recently, and we are just now seeing the results of possibly leaving at this point in time. So a couple of reasons why they may need to grab a lawyer. One would be against Mike Michaud. And a lot of people have this idea, and I'm kind of this mindset too, is that the initial response, not the apology, but the response they came out with about a week later, that outed Wario and kind of caused a lot of, caused the internet to kind of break a little bit. His response was not very good. It proved a lot of the point of the not so awesome Google Doc that was dropped earlier. And that response you could look at as an irresponsible way to handle a situation. And in a sense, Doug and Rob could be trying to get the remaining shares of Channel Awesome back so they could continue doing what they were doing. The other reason why they may need to lawyer up is because there may be a sense of neglect, especially when it came to the Wario situation, that the website was, or that Channel Awesome may have been aware of a sexual predator, and they just fired him and didn't try to protect other people. This is a point that I didn't state very well in my Wario video, but it's been said better by other people. But essentially, it's like you can protect the people who don't want their name said, who don't want to get hate from mobs, and it's understandable why someone who has been sexually assaulted doesn't want to come forward. I'm still a firm believer that if you experience something like that, you should go to the police, get a record of what's going on. The internet is not the place to do that. But I completely sympathize with the victims. On the other hand, when you look at a place like Channel Awesome, who ended up letting go of Wario, but didn't warn any of the conventions, didn't warn the fan base, or something had to happen. It's negligent at a certain point in time. I'm not stating things very well, but what I'm saying is that if somebody knew something, if a group of people, and from what we've understood so far, there was very few people, a handful of people who understood what was going on or knew what was going on. And yeah, you have to look at things from sort of several different angles. I've got a lot of comments of people saying, oh, well, just some chick out of nowhere decided to make these claims. Well, that's not what happened. These claims were made years ago, and they're just now coming to light, and that's a different situation altogether. Now, could the claims themselves at the time that they were being made be false? That could be a possibility. But from the evidence that's coming together, and from the reaction that people who knew Wario and worked with him are understanding, they're very, very plausible. There's something that very likely has happened. And we have to, if this was the case and Channel Awesome knew about these things, they didn't protect their community. They didn't let conventions know, people who were having him over as a guest, any of that information. If they let him go for those reasons, then they should have made additional steps to protect the community. And you can do that without outing the victims of what happened. So it is a big deal, and they may have to lawyer up because of that, because that might be considered negligent. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. That's barely speculation. I'm just thinking out loud at this point in time. So they may be trying to do a CYA kind of thing. And it feels like what happened was Channel Awesome was trying to do a CYA on their end as well, but they didn't handle it very well. And if that's the case, then there may be legal ramifications. Again, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not even pretending to know what legally could happen. But more than likely, if they are lawyering up, it's to try to get Channel Awesome to get the remaining shares back to them. And it could be against Mike Michaud, or it could be them lawyering up because there may be legal ramifications for knowing about sexual misconduct and not handling it in a way that they should have. So we'll wait and see. So if we see Nostalgia Critic episodes dry up, if we finally get we're still waiting for a couple things. Nostalgia Critic episodes to dry up, to see if the actors who were saying that they were putting videos together defending Channel Awesome, if those videos come out, and to see if we get an actual statement from Doug and Rob Walker saying that they've left Channel Awesome officially. It's a possibility. But it's highly probable, but I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. I'm going to say let's wait a couple weeks and see what happens. But that's going to do it for today's show, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching this on YouTube. And I'll see you guys Friday night at midnight live. Join me there. Jump in the chat. I'd love to have a conversation with you guys. And I'll see you next week.